We got a cute little desk down here. Okay. We already talked to you, right? Yeah, we pretty much got everything from you. I think I presented the sports paper already. Oh, yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was I think we already read this, actually, but to refresh my mind, I'll reread it. Okay. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. 1 second. Okay, that didn't really help, but I have a stupid little because my floor is carpet, so I have this plastic sheet that I use for my chair, so it rolls easily. But it keeps getting pushed up against the desk, and it keeps bunching up like a big hump. And when I roll forward, I slowly roll back down, which is very obnoxious. Oh well, I'll just have to deal with it, I guess. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie, was my evil double AM here too? Yeah, we definitely heard this already. Okay, I'll skip it. Okay, save my voice. I think I already brought all of this up. Let's go to Criminal Affairs Depot. Nothing. Wait a second, I just this is new. Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute. That's the blue badger. It was my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. So, what's with the pink one? It's new, right? She's not an it, Nick. She's a she, right, Chief? Yep, meet the pink badger. So, one's called Blue and the other's called Pink, but they're both called Badger? You got it. They're married. Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief. You got it. That's marriage for you. Damn. Whoa, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of the deep oceans. Interesting take on the mascot. Okay, let's move back to the detention center. Move to Trace Bien. Ooh la la, bonjour. Welcome to La Trace Bien. Oh, hello? What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Oh, fuck me. What the fuck am I looking at? Bienvenue. Welcome to my petite restaurante. Huh? Avenue? Oh non, mi petite tulip. I'm not gonna try and do a French accent, because this is embarrassing enough. Look at his face, like la kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, nah? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath oil melange of La Neroli and La Rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oui, just add a couple of drops of this mixture in La bath water and voila. It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantasque? I don't know how to pronounce that in French. I've never learned a single word in French except for bonjour. I've never taken a class in it, so pardon me for this character. I apologize in advance. And for la monsieur. Who? Me? Look at that face, like the puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, nah? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot. And maybe into a hint of oui. I will add a peppermint and la... I hate this so much. I will add la peppermint and la clary sage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe. Will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you la special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers. Mas bien, sure. I know this already, monsieur. We are La Phoenix Wright, no? Yes, you know me. Ma oui oui, I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious and reverse Phoenix Wright. Evil Phoenix Wright. It looks like everyone to do with this case knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression evil Phoenix Wright has been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong, enchanté. Okay, let's talk to him, even though I really don't want to. So what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right? No. Très bien is François. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere is très bien, and la cuisine is très bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la hot cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So, you're running this place on your own now? Oui, for le moment, no one has answered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am le chef. I am le manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner d'aromatherapy, the art of soothing the soul with the delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. So, could you tell me what you know about the incident? Bien, it makes me so sad to remember it. Yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 of the afternoon. A man who was in here for a coffee stop suddenly became ill because of the poison in his coffee. That is truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he already slumped in his chair. He was dead? Mon Dieu, oui, he was dead. Maggie had passed out as also. God, it's so hard talking as him. And this man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone. I knows that Maggie and there was someone else, but... I see. La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table, they asked. But I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who was this old man that you mentioned? At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else? Ah, oui. As usual, they come out alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table. But Maggie swears there were 2 people. Mademoiselle, la lawyer, he could not prove this, no. About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose. Ma bien sûr. Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now who's the one making stuff up? Okay, so he noticed it wasn't me? I'm not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn, but your defense in courts that day was a little, how you say, lacking perhaps? Even a Frenchman who could not speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool though. Oui, oui, so handsome. Oh, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. That happens all the fucking time, man. We found the sport paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen. Wait, what was that? It's the only ideas I have, I save for my kitchen? Oh, I guess the only ideas he wants to come up with are cooking ideas. I guess. Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You are Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? You flashed it to everyone in the restaurant. Looks like Evil Phoenix is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. I really don't have much to present. I guess we should present Maggie. Maggie was a policewoman once. Nice. Wait, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Nestipa? Maybe? Yes, but she had to quit for reasons beyond her control. Oui, she was la suspect in la murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume. Oui, blended from bergamot like I have given you before. But she's been arrested again and found guilty this time. This is true. Natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I'm not surprised she was la prime suspect. After something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy more info. Stat. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oui, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it was true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please tell us anything you know. Oh, fuck. Got some locks to deal with. 3, okay. No way, what are we gonna do, Nick? We'll just have to remove... What the... What's wrong? The Megatama, it's gone. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? How the fuck did that happen? But I could see the Psyche locks. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby. Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you'll have to ask him yourself. Huh? Him? The old man spends all of his time dans le parc. Park? Oh, a park! What park's that? Behind the restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square. Oh, thank you. Je vous en prie, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. There's nothing new here, right? Nothing else seems out of place. Oh, this is oh, I love this park. Oh, it's so cute. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking old grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. My, he's not throwing seeds for them, he's throwing seeds at them. My grumpiness threat level has been raised to red. Is he, like, flicking his nose? I think he is. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So you don't like my seeds and pigeons? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt. Go on, eat this. Excuse me, sir. Can I just ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do, Maggie, the waitress at Très Bien. Ah, it's a disgrace, I tell you. An utter disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan? Like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. You? Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. Do you go to Très Bien a lot? That miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there is not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Très Bien is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy, in Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses? You can see all the way up to yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. God, it's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Are you a regular at the restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Haha, take that. He must be hiding something, right? If he is, I should be able to see a psyche lock or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magatama is only on loan. You better find it or else. If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue, picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? Huh? That's none of your business. Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back. Too bad, now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Oh, I actually literally stole it from him. Hey, that's mine. Too bad, old man. This is an interesting choice of music for him as well. I used to love sandboxes like you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure, finding iron fillings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron fillings? Wow, that's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in that sandbox. I was such a kid back then. So, did you manage to get all the iron? No, I never did. I think I came close, though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron fillings I found way back then. You want them? No. What if that turns out to be a clue in the case? This place is so fruity. That's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites. Then that apple slide is perfect for you. And what is so perfect about it? Oh, come on, don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo. No way. I'd be covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone could see that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try too. Looking at this orange reminds me of what? That you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know? You don't have to tell me twice. Is that actually... I guess vitamin C helps you with that. Hey, look, pigeons. Yeah, and heaps of them, too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, Maya. Oh, that's a dove. Isn't that a dove? Okay. That might be important. It's weird that there's a pure white one there. Okay, yeah. Okay, nothing about that. Maybe the Gene Armstrong? Oh, probably Maggie. No. Okay, I guess there's really nothing else to talk to you about, huh? I've presented everything I needed to. Okay, yeah, that's all I can do. I'm surprised he doesn't show up on the list of profiles. Oh, so you met the owner, Mr. Armstrong. He's, how can I put this? Pretty unique, huh? He has a really intense aura as a chef and as a person. Yeah, he has a pretty intense aroma, too. So, did Mr. Armstrong really not see the killer? Apparently not. Well, he's in the kitchen all the time, so I guess it's possible that he didn't. Maggie? Oh, are you looking for some part-time work, Maya? Why don't you take a job at the restaurant? I bet Mr. Armstrong would hire you. Really, me? It's pretty cool being a waitress, you know? And in the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. What secrets? You can't make it obvious, but just spy on him for a little bit and you'll see. It's interesting. Wow, I can't wait to get my apron on now. Oh, she's already hired. We need to find the Megatama, right? It's a rack full of fashion magazines and they're all in French. Looks like Mr. Armstrong doesn't get any newspapers. Well, it wouldn't exactly suit the feel of the place, wouldn't it? Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic like in the mags? I was hoping the Megatama would appear in the background, but it doesn't seem like it. I can't do the Megatama here. I guess I could also present this. Mademoiselle? Yes? Are you looking for the job? What? No. I was just... Let me see. Your style is a few different, but you have a good face. Different. Felicitations? You have passed. I will hire you. Bien, come with me. I will teach you everything I know. Nick, help! I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should just do both. Okay. Can I look at things now, or what's... It's a rack fashion. All the clothes in these are absolutely atrocious. Some of them have been circled in red. I really hope Mr. Armstrong is not thinking of buying those. There's a bunch of little trinkets on a shelf by the door. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Oops. It's really tight behind the cash register counter. Can Mr. Armstrong even get in there? And if he got in, could he get out again? Mr. Armstrong must be a pretty big neat freak. He already has this table ready to go. Now, if only the food in this place was edible. This must be the table where the poisoning occurred. The stain tells the story well. The whole area is still cordoned off with police tape. I guess it must still be under investigation. It looks pretty cold out there on the streets. Peaceful though, it's nice that people can take it easy after the holiday rush. Is there new stuff here? The pigeons are so busy pecking at the seeds, they don't notice anything else. Seeing those birds eat with such intense focus reminds me of Maya when she's scarfing down a burger. This is where I found that job listing magazine before. A guy like me carrying around a magazine like that kind of gives the wrong impression. I guess I better give it back to the old man once this investigation's over. You don't see many parks like this anymore. What a great place for kids to play. But that old man's the only one here chucking his seeds at the pigeon. When I think back to when I was young, I wonder what I found so great about playing in a sandbox. Maybe I'll come back here in the middle of the night one of these days to relive it. On second thought, being... Oh, hello. What's up? You finished your audiobook? Nice. High five. It's quiet out here on the Twitch streets.
The crab octopus?
Yeah, you called me stupid and left. What do you think of that?
Bad.
Pretty bad, you're right.
That is not moderator behavior.
It's not moderator behavior.
You should unmod him.
I should unmod him?
Just for that.
Just for that?
Yeah.
I'll think about it. What are you doing now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh no.
I guess I could start it.
Do you have any?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got plenty too. I have been focusing on Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, fair enough. It's about like 70 some hours.
I think it's, yeah, like, I think it's like 81 hours.
That's crazy.
I'm only 10 hours away.
You're 10 hours away from finishing?
Yeah.
Damn.
Or 10 hours left on the audiobook. Alright, I'm gonna keep playing. You good? You fine? You pleasant?
Okay, I'm fine.
Don't need anything?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But I will.
Eventually? For
Eventually.
food?
I can take.
Oh, you got dinner planned? Nice.
I'm just gonna use stuff we.
Fair enough. That's good enough for me. Alright.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I said thank you, but thank you.
You're welcome. Well, because I'm gonna take your.
Oh, food, yeah, I guess. Hasn't happened yet, though. Alright. I don't know what I need to do without Maya. Because I don't know what the point of getting rid of Maya was. I'm guessing my goal is to find the Megatama, but I don't even know where to look for that. Supposedly it's nearby in this restaurant, but... yeah, I have no clue. Something's new here, so... looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I have asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Poor Maya. It looks like Mr. Armstrong really taking a shine to her. I suppose I'll just have to let her work at the restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up from Tres Bien once things have cooled off. Then the only place we can go is the Criminal Affairs Department. Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No, not yet. We've only just started our investigation. Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved, court sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be there, the prosecutor. Oh, him? Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again... yes? I'll make sure you get locked up for good, pal. Got it? That's a little extreme. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force? You were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know? You didn't need to add that. Hey, what's with the funny look, pal? I was just her. I wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie. I don't like her or anything. I was, Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You've got to keep it a secret, got it? I'm sure everyone knows by now. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time? Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You'd have to be blind not to see what's on your mind. So I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Elg. He was a computer programmer. I see, a programmer. He was just a regular Joe working from a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he'd seen the guy. A programmer and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial. You're kidding. What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal, I'm real busy. I haven't even got time enough to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay? What could this motive have been? This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, is that right? The judge already ruled on the case and all the evidence is already in. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. I can't speak today, like I said. Yeah, it doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look at before tomorrow. Welcome in, Connor, who was already here. I thought I was expecting second place, but... Why do you keep saying that? I'm gonna unmod you. Why am I stupid? It's not a very nice thing to do. See, I can make threats too. How do you like that? So I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there and a bit off base sometimes. But she was a good cop. stupid but brave. Okay, I'll take that. You know what? You re-earned my faith in you. That's not exactly complimentary, you know? So, what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Sorry, I'm dying here. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chief. Then there's that CD. CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? Not on the table, not anywhere, in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. A radio? You didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Très Bien didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. How about a new job? You don't have to explain, really. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Très Bien. It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. And take a look at this. See this writing here? MC Bomber? Hey! What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. Ugh, it's no good. I can't remember. And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love. Hey pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get handwriting analysis done on this scribble. Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that. In any case. Thanks, pal. I bet this'll turn out to be an interesting clue. I wasn't in the trial myself, but I asked this one detective I know how your defense was. And what did he say? He started off by saying I'm at a complete loss for words. But he must have found some quick because he went on about how bad you were for an hour. But he said you sucked so much it seemed like you were trying to get Maggie found guilty. It looked like I was trying to get Maggie found guilty? Is that thing real, pal? Why does everyone keep asking me that? I wonder what this phony of yours is like. You had Maggie found guilty of murder, doesn't that tell you? I've got to track down this creep. What do you make of this? Oh. The chef of Très... the chef of... Oh, jeez. The chef of Très Bien, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of blood toxins. And then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him. Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. So what exactly is that caught your attention about the chef at Très Bien? God forbid I love a man. Nah, I mean, he's a little fruity, you never know. It's, kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case in any way. Hey, come on, detective, didn't you just say you'd give me the dirt on him? You'd give me any dirt on anything? Well, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Très Bien and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report it back to me, okay? Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef and Très Bien, then report back to Gumshoe. Okay, he's back. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Hello, milady? Uh, who are you? Who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her. Ah, welcome, bienvenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh my god. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya, well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. Then, who was that woman I just saw? Oh, since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I am kind of hungry, actually. So, how do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my gimme a tip smile. Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says. How much is it? It's the twin tea set, so it's $20, of course. The twin tea set, I believe. I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. It's not every day I get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. About the lunch. Oh, a fine choice, sir. No, Oh, shit. Kitchen, a lunch special, please. With all the extras. Drink, side salad, dessert, and a gift. I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. I'm getting scammed? Maya's really getting into this. So, how much is this second lunch then? $20. But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45? Hey, wait a sec, Maya. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe Fortify lunch set. Whoa! A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit. Thanks. Come on, Nick, hurry up and try it already. Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Well? Are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you'd better polish off that plate. I just remembered. I've got to clean the toilets. Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Très Bien lunch special added to the court record. Interesting. It costs $20, despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now, what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets? In the kitchen? That sounds tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya. What is it? I'm pretty busy right now. Aren't you going to show me around? Tisk, there goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. I better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. Why are there, like, curtains in the kitchens? I feel like that's a health... It wouldn't be very sanitary. Especially over the stovetops. That's both a fire hazard and just kind of gross from, like, grease. And here it is, the famous Très Bien kitchen. Are you a chef? I've cooked before. I've worked in concession stands with fryers and grills. I don't know if that makes me like a gourmet chef though. Maybe the pros do this. Maybe I'm not pro. It's my first time in here too, actually. There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we'd better search quickly. Chop chop. So no. Why you being so mean? Oh, there's the Megatama. Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that? Isn't that used in Chinese food? Look, right there on the counter. My Megatama, what's it doing here? What indeed? Now, I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. And look at these knives. They look really sharp. I'd like to see how one of those slices through a cheesecake. A cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick. That's fair. It's kind of a stupid thing to say, Nick. Now, I have an idea. Wait, how do I look at the court record? What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils? He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. There's just no way you could be a chef. Yeah, I don't think he really cooks. They're all the same too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. So, what's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey, Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? I'm guessing that might be the poison. Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. I love how he has a vanity mirror inside his kitchen. There's a book on the dresser, Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? Looks like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool, read one out. And say it in your best French accent, with intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon. On that sad Sunday morning, the foolish cocktail so delicious. Takes the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you, I must. Harder accent? I'm not doing a hard French accent on Twitch. I'm not... I don't want to get canceled. Yep, that's a poem for you. I don't know if I could do a harder French accent. I barely know the language. I don't know the language. At all. What are these lace curtains for? I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under those. How do you respond to something like that? Just say, sure, I agree. Quit messing around? Good to be honest about your French abilities, I guess. Well, I've never taken a French class. I've always done Spanish, and I've done... No, I've only taken Spanish classes. Nothing else. I did, like, German and Japanese on Duolingo for a bit, but not to the point where I'm that good at it. It must be the lobster and abalone fricassee with the balsamic vinaigrette. Isn't that what I just ate for lunch? Maybe what you ate is the only French dish I know the name of. Didn't someone make you do German? One of my viewers is from Germany, and he said I should do Duolingo German for the hell of it, so I did. I might get back to it, I don't know. I would like to learn another language, but I don't think Duolingo is really the way to go. OBI, welcome in. At work, not really here. Okay. I'll think you are, though. I believe in you as a streamer, sure, but as a being as well. Have a great stream. Oh, you're too kind, OBI. Have a great day at work. Can I move here? No. Okay, so I can't ask her anything. You know what? I want to check out the Vitamin Square. The old guy's not here anymore. Trapped, and I still have some unanswered questions for him. What the fuck is this doing here? A scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been an accident. It's totally wrecked. What the fuck's happening? Holy fuck. Hey, what do you think you're doing to my bike? No, I was just... You've been messing with my new ride? Is that what you've been doing? New ride? Isn't that kind of... Right, you're gonna pay for this. It wasn't me, I was just passing by. Hey, then who's that one that covered my saddle and crap, huh? You're gonna pay. You catch my drift? No, wait a sec, I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? I'll ought to beat you hard, it'll feel like you were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. You's better watch your back, this ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What'd you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, eh? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright. The one and only. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise. Dude, this Phoenix Wright is much cooler than me. You really need to have a foundation in the language from somewhere else for it to be effective. What do you mean a foundation? If you're just a beginner, it's worthless? I don't know if it's worthless. You do learn a lot from Duolingo, but it's not 100% accurate, and it's probably not that... It doesn't stick to you as easily. You took classes somewhere else. Okay, that's the foundation you're talking about. They have better ways of making you teach. I'm sure Duolingo is great for certain mindsets, but also very not good for other mindsets. So you really, I think if you have someone who's a good teacher, it's probably the best way to learn a language. I know there are like Zoom classes that you could take as an adult if you want to learn a language. Surely that guy wasn't my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Scooter added to the court record. God, pathetic. Oh, it's you. A few threats from a little brat like that? And you look like a pigeon that's got seeds in your eyes. Have you been here the whole time, then? I was in the strawberry. I had something thinking to do. More like you had some cowering to do. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Take that. Oh, that's right, that Psyche Lock was here. I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide, but what could it be? Okay, he doesn't know anything about the scooter. Does he know anything about... Oh, maybe the victim? Nope. You hate his nose? What's wrong with his nose? The big bulbous, like, sack on his front. Ugh. I feel bad for him. Okay. We might as well try this. I think it's too early, but... It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants, to eat. To eat? Is that the whole truth? What do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for its food. The food is fucking awful. The proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the twin tea set. The food at Très Bien is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. The taste's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me. So, you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash, I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Okay. Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn, you're flat broke. Job listing. Oh, is that what they call a whiskey nose? Why is it called a whiskey nose, though? I've heard it described that way in books, but I've never actually known the correlation. This is yours, right? My magazine. Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. Oh, I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Chavicino? Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. Those had better be some golden beans. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater? Do you? Is that it? No, I was thinking that... I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not, but anyway, yes. That place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Très Bien. Wait, where did my fucking... Oh, Gumshoe took it. Okay, we can't do this. I have to go back to Gumshoe to get the handwriting evidence. Let's see. When someone is an alcoholic, it physically makes the nose swell? Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Like this bad swell? That's fucked up. Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The lab got back to me about the newspaper you gave me. It must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They say the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Ilg. No doubt about it. I expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. Left by victim, doodle is victim's handwriting. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find at the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. This? Yeah, one of those aroma bottles too, huh? Only this one doesn't smell. I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles. It's not the same. It doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell? Huh. Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef. You suspect Gene Armstrong? I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. I guess I better fill you in on the details. Please do. About the Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had lunch at Très Bien, pal? Yes. So how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so... Yeah, I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000? Are we talking dollars? Yeah. Hey, if it was sterling, he'd really be in trouble. So, Connor, are you just at like 0 points, or? Because I feel like you earn 200 points and then you just spend it immediately. Judging by the distance between redeems. Oh, you got 10 points, okay. You don't ever want to redeem a game for me to play ever? Most people don't spend their points because they want to redeem a game. So it's hard when I make channel points, and then no one uses it ever. I will simply make you. You know that's not going to work on my channel. I have like 8 games in the queue right now. It's a little over the top. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. I mean, you can make me play anything off stream. That's for sure. Yeah, this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. Irrelevant. Ugh, that's my hunch. He's $500,000 in debt. Holy shit. So according to the boys down at the lab, the doodles were probably made by the victim. Probably. Analyzing this kind of writing is difficult since it's done with a fiber-tipped pen. But don't worry, I'll vouch for it. Why would Gumshoe have to vouch for it? Can't it stand on its own? It's for $500,000, pal. That's, $500,000 bills. What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case? I can't give you an answer on that, pal. Not without the case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know? No, I don't. But I think I sort of get the picture. Alright. So he's in debt, but I don't know how that helps me here. Let's go back to the detention center, maybe. Nope. Okay, she's too busy to talk to me. Okay. You're the only person I could really talk to. Okay. Maybe the fact that he's in debt. The owner of the loan is Tender Lender? Oh, that's right. I needed the sports paper back. Okay, now I should be able to do this, maybe? Oh, the job listings. No, it's not, but anyway, yes, the place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers. Exactly, they don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Trade Bien. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Trade Bien. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at? What I'm getting at here? The restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Ah. Ugh. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go to so much to Trade Bien is the girls. Probably. Well, what are you asking me about the girl for? She was the waitress at Trade Bien. Ah. Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress. Ah. But I don't recognize that face. And you are probably telling the truth there, because you weren't looking at the girl's face. But her outfits. Oh no. That's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. This is kind of serious accusations, Nick. I don't know if you could do this to an old man. That uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough, please. No more. Stop saying that word. Stop saying waitress. Stop it. Stop it, stop it. Yo, we got him. Time to arrest this old man. For looking at girls. Sir. Yes, it's true I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I even get one of those lousy cups of Java Chino every time for $8. All because of the serving girl. Punish me, lock me up. Really, that's not what I'm here for. You'll be the same. Another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. You'll know how painful it is to be an old man like me. No, really, listen, sir. Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy. So show me some respect. I'm Victor Kudo. Sorry, Mr. Kudo. You youngins think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident. Which means I have to hear his testimony one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his psyche locks and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. Wait, did I even get anything? Oh, I got his profile. So maybe present. Oh, is it it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Oh, ouch. Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Huh? Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay, I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? Okay, this feels wrong. This feels insanely wrong. We're really setting this guy up. I guess. Sir. You again? He's just gonna have the eyes pop out of his head. He's go, oh, wubba wubba. You know? What do they say? Or like howls to the moon? Like in a cartoon? Well, I see. Nick, his eyes are burning into me. Awooga. Yeah, that's the sound I was trying to get to. Or hubba hubba is probably what it was like a mix of the two. It's okay, I think it's going pretty well. Gosh. Huh? You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright? But play on the slide? We were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. Pigeon. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir. Quiet, can't you see I'm feeding the pigeon? Oh! Mia! Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you. Yes. Yes, of course, certainly. I'm Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave. Wow. You heard me slide play. That's what he wants, dude. Now he's all chummy. About the incident. You mean the man who died after drinking the Java Cappuccino? It's like he's a different person. It was quite a shock even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the Javachino over to him, you see? And was the customer alone? Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino and he said something like "arr" and then collapsed dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. Hey Lizzie, welcome in. How are you? His nose is legit gonna fall off. Yeah, it's kind of sloping down, isn't it? It's drooping. We're doing good. We're just playing some Phoenix Wright. It's been a good time. But it's good to see you. I hope your weekend's going well. Oh, Pay's here. Dude, we watched Scary Movie yesterday. Holy shit, that movie's bad. That is out of, I think, 48 movies total now. That is at the bottom of the list. Once we get to like 100 movies, I might do a tier list. Is what I'm thinking. The page just woke up. You're good just chilling? Well, that's good to hear. Weekends are made for chilling. He certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Très Bien? Oh, well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France. What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Oh, yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France. Can't believe me is laughing at the guy. Sigh. You're tempted to go back to bed, to be honest? How are you feeling? Are you feeling any better? Or is it pretty much the same? I don't think you can't get over COVID right away, I'm sure. It takes a little bit of time and healing. Just stuffy today, super fatigued, yeah. Whenever I get the flu, the fatigue hits me the hardest, I feel. You visit Trebian a lot, don't you? Of course, I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Be careful of that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. The man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh, no, those eyes, I can't take this. He has really got this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. That's how we lost the Megatama, okay. From his customers? Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course, he was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javicino. He really is a regular. Let me write you a little haiku about it. A haiku? A Japanese poem. I'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Why does it have to be in a poem? It was mostly mild, so I'm good. New job was super nice about it too. Yeah, that's always good. I think most employers understand how serious COVID is. I'm sure early on, like when it was first hitting, they probably weren't used to it, and it wasn't maybe a big threat. I mean, it's always been kind of a big threat, but... You told Jake? Wait, what'd you tell Jake? Oh wait, and the bad taste from the antivirals is starting to go away. Oh, okay, that's good too. Oh, that's right, you have unlimited PTO, that's right. You have a little bit of a different work philosophy. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. Why is everyone confused about his gender? Oops, if it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy, he couldn't do enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix, that's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called for something like this. It's very funny that she did, though. See, that one pigeon there is bugging me. There's like a pure white one. I'm sure it's going to come in. It's going to be important in probably the next part of this chapter. Mucinex were lifesavers when I had it. I've never actually had COVID myself, so I can't really give advice. Just lots of rest, probably. He's godly? Leave him alone? You talking about the little dove there? Who are you talking about? Oh, my back is hurt. Okay, let's move on. Maybe see the chef. You've been taking it so much, like and baby aspirin, vitamin C, zinc, which is what they do for old people at my grandma's work. I really need to get like multivitamins. I've been meaning to buy a bottle, but they're kind of expensive for what you get. I don't know if it makes a difference. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress? Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya. No. How can you leave me like this? I'm sorry? That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psyche lock or 3, didn't he? I'm gonna have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volunteers. Of course. Present. Oh, he looks so sad. You're doing vitamin C powders too? Yeah, whenever I like feel like a sore throat coming on, I always get the airborne tablets, which is like vitamin C boosts. And that usually makes my flu that I suspect it. If I think I'm about to get sick, it usually helps out. It shortens the length of it. Vitamin C is so strong. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Alois, Alois, I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Well, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died here had a lottery ticket. For $500,000. $500,000? Oui, but after the incident, this ticket... It disappeared. The ticket disappeared? This was the motives that the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. I mean, you're in debt by $1 million. You are also prone to stealing things, Chef. I don't think Maggie Bird did this. You've bought a lot of dumb things since you've been sick online. Bought one of those ear cameras and it just got here? Why'd you get an ear camera? You're just glad the sore throat is mainly gone. Oh god, sore throats are the worst. I just down a bunch of tea. My Zalors, you've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why. No, Monsieur, you doubt me, but I've confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket. I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. You. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there is a very high probability that it was you. Ah. Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him. Ma pourquoi moi? Why? You have no evidence. I am not Master Mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. A wicked man or woman, repeat offender? Would it be this one? He also stole the Megatama. Recovered in the kitchen of Trapian. I don't know if it's this one. Convicted before. This doesn't say anything about stealing. I think we want to do the Megatama here. Oh, wait. That's not it. Okay. Must go to buy ingredients. I guess my evidence is a bit of a lame duck. Okay, so it is the haiku. I want to get my ears cleaned in Japan so bad. Why does it have to be in Japan? You don't have to travel to Japan to do that. There's like ear and throat doctors here in America. You don't have to go all the way to Japan for it. There's even Japanese, well, I don't know, maybe Chinese. I've seen Chinese ear doctors before where they like clean it traditionally in certain areas of the US. You just have to know where to go if you want that sort of thing. No, in Japan, they put you in a big-ass comfy chair and clean it with a camera, and you watch on a big screen. Yeah, doctors do that here, too. That's a thing in the US. It's not solely in Japan. It might be, like, slightly different, but you get the same procedure done here. Not the same, but it's the same result, is what I'm saying. It's an experience. I mean, I get that. I'm just saying you could get them cleaned here. It doesn't have to be a luxury experience if you just want them cleaned. What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems. Please read it, and put some feeling into it. Convicted before a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu, le mensonge. You are a liar. You deny it? Do not make la false accusations. C'est vos plot. I don't know what any of that. I don't know how to pronounce any of that. So, do you have any proof? I want to see la incontestable proof that I have ever stolen from... Yeah. Now we do the Megatama. It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. But what is that? This is my Megatama. And I found it in your kitchen. Non? Wow, that scream just about broke some windows. Oui, oui. I have a weakness for la little trinkets and la figurines. My end, it just slips out. I cannot stop it. You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oui, it is la truth. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, oui? It was $500,000. Mas, no. Why would I steal it? I have no need for such money. Really now. Oh, monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in a desperate need of a large amount of cash? This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? Ah. You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? Ah. Okay. We're through. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place? This man, he was listening to the radio with his earpiece. Maggie said something about that too. The winning numbers was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted. And the ticket? He had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperate in need of money, so I put the poison in his coffee. No. Oh, no, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? Yeah, I don't think he killed them. La victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, okay, pa. He had so many of them. Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true. I did not take it. La ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. No, ma fille. It was not. That's enough. Huh? Huh? Dude, Godot? What are you doing here? I appreciate your music, though. What in the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. You came in here for coffee? Does his craving for coffee know no bounds? Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day of the question. I am the airhead, no? Just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket. His ticket's pretty neighbor. So the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1. You see, I'm just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal. Indeed, what did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so... Well, we'll just have to wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? Dude, I really like Godot. He might be my second favorite after Milesworth. Although we haven't really explored them to the same extent as Found Karma yet. Voila, you two. Time to laugh at a pretty little airhead. Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Victor's note thrown in the trash. Looks like we've got a new mystery now. Namely, where did the winning ticket go? I got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. Alright, so we're on to the exciting part of this game, is getting to the trial. I mean, don't get me wrong, the investigation is interesting, but it's not as... because you're not really solving puzzles during the investigation phase. It's mostly just a lot of talking. But the trials are great. I love the trials. That's where you actually piece everything you found together. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, right? Or huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? God, they're so cute. I love both of them. Roger. And you. Yes? You'd better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So, you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Oh, of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. There is still that mystery with that black-haired girl with, like, the bandage around her forehead. She showed up for, like, maybe 2 seconds and then left. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I wonder if we're gonna get to 17 cups of coffee again. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Ah, what's wrong? Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "Who's talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix Wright. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or a real deal, you will find out soon enough through this trial today. Or we will. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. You should kill this guy? New Godot is so cool, though. I love him. Even if he is a little hateful. That's what makes him endearing. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that the phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Nah, man. Come on. Godot's cool. You have to admit it. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective Occupation Dick Gumshoe. Dude, he had one job. He fucked it up so quickly. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of the Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. I feel like they would get the exact time down. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Oh, it's very small. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Trisby and floor plan added to the court record. Okay. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. That is very... He was missing a lot there. Using the dark or aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of the case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me. The victim was all alone at his table. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said, and What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customers. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? We can come back to this later. I'm gonna leave it for now. No, I should leave it alone. I've got a bad feeling about where this is going. If you got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone. I once had a bad feeling that I was about to have a bad feeling. It was really bad. Maybe I should move on to another part of his testimony. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio on his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Sure? And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper? Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? The victim took his coffee black, with no sugar. Ugh. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Does it matter if I press harder? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you're wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece? Sir. Yes, that piece. Uh-oh, okay. What piece was it again? This. Oh, come on. Not again. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in his cup. I almost did a gumshoe impression for him. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him, like this. Damn, he guzzled that. You would stop the court and legit have this guy arrested. You talking about Gumshoe? Leave Gumshoe alone. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Assault while the court is in session? Kill this guy? No, I don't have the strength to do so. He looks like a cyborg. Coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Potassium cyanide? I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? Well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. It's a little rude. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And, looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Some kind of motive. Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee and you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. He's gonna throw it again? Oh, no, he's not. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if you have to chuck you out. So, stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. Dude, you're really out for blood, Connor. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Order, order. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit the ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. You really think there are any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby, he said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line? I don't have a whole lot of options right now. The best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Okay. So we should probably press this one first. Yeah, I guess they don't really try to trick you right off the bat. I should have known that. So always press harder in the beginning of a trial. Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tresbian Trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Damn. What a good line. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... can't be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain is the most interesting thing on this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer. was in her apron pocket. Bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? The court will accept these items into evidence. Potassium cyanide added to the court record. Deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me. Mr. Godot, why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, detective, could the stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Ugh. Oh, that'd be terrible. I thought everyone knew that. It was already... I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made in this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They all have been clearly established. Well, Trice, it seems you really are a phony after all. Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation here. Or there.
Objection!
Oh, you used it. Thank you. Thank you for not applauding for once. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. Must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on me, don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Okay. Crime was reported at 2:25. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them and it seeds. Seeds. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Damn. Got a badass over here. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. Took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. Don't accuse my boy of that. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like all pretty and peaceful. Never mind, we don't have to do anything to him. He just does it himself. You're a professional, Detective Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, Detective. All we need to know about this investigation. Oops, guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Oops. No identification. He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have any driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. But we figured out who he was pretty quickly, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, right? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders, a puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with a lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited the doctor before he went to Très Bien. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? I guess we should do both, right? So, what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty? You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? I'm gonna go back and press the other thing. Oh, I couldn't press the other thing. I feel like I missed out. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. So, the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for? Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items were accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, that one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true, but Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. Victim didn't have any identification on him. Let me press that again. You didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. Victim didn't have driver's license. Oh, I thought there was a contradiction there with the prescription. I'm gonna save real quick. Because technically he does have identification on him. It's weird that he would say he has no identification and then says, oh, but we found his name on a bag. Okay, that was stupid, I guess. I don't know. Do I have anything that I can present even? How are you able to defend it? Okay. Got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Oh. Oh, the paper. Because technically this was missing, right? Or also the CD was missing too. But I don't have the CD in... So, I mean, this is the closest thing. The MC Bomber CD. I'm guessing it's this? It's gotta be that. What? Because that's the only thing that was technically missing from the crime scene. Was the sports paper hidden behind the magazine rack. Is this it? The fact that it was so expensive? And he only had 58 cents on him? He wouldn't... Because it was during... Maybe he just got coffee. Well, the coffee was like $8. Maybe it is this. What else do I have? Could be the time of death? I don't think that's it. But I'm gonna press it anyways. What am I missing? Victim didn't have any identification. Passed out from the shock. Oh, how long was he unconscious for? Crime scene at 2:40. Meg was still out cold in the kitchen. Took another 10 minutes. I'd like to open that. Victim got this from the doctor bag before going to Trey Bien. The bag is empty. Well, the fact that he got the prescription drugs before going to Trey Bien means there was something in there, and then... Oh. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Okay, so the thing missing from the crime scene is whatever was in this bag. Okay. I'm glad I pieced that together. It didn't take me too long. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trey Bien. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal. Hell yeah, I am. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? No, it's not. The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic? Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from? Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? There's your beautiful face and voice, 720p on the mobile. Thank you, thank you. I am flattered immensely. How's your day going? How's work? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Left ear? You mean the ear he was using to listen to the radio? That's a little suspicious. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of his medicine, or medication, while he was at Trey Bien. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. Seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No, Nick. You don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Yeah, push the medication issue. The fact that he ruptured his ear is kind of huge. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trey Bien. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside of the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. Just left, got dinner. Hell yeah, what'd you get for dinner? Picking up second dinner in a second. Ooh. Day has been well, clean and casual. Well, that's amazing. I'm glad it's over. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems like that coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Hey, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Dude, he drank so much already. Court is adjourned for the recess. Wonder if he drinks decaf. Because how the fuck is he alive after drinking 17 cups of coffee? Although I think it takes... How many cups of coffee does it take to die from? Just straight black coffee. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray me like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right? Second, welcome in. How's your day going? Can't believe y'all were hating on Scary Movie? Dude, it's so bad. It aged incredibly poorly. Like, immensely poorly. Okay, the thing I like about comedy movies is subtlety. That movie was not subtle in the slightest. It felt like watching a Comedy Central TV show. It's okay. It made me laugh maybe 3 times. It made me cringe and uncomfortable for maybe like 60 other times. So the ratio is a little off there. There's so many weird jokes that just don't land whatsoever. And a lot of the jokes are repeated about 80 times, which I don't like in comedy. Like 3 times, that's the golden rule. But the fact of the one character is just like, the joke is he's secretly gay. It was funny for the first joke. The second joke did not land because it was cringe. Third joke, I was just annoyed with it. And then I realized that's his whole character up until the end. Where, you know, spoiler, he turns out to be one of the villains. But I don't care spoiling that movie. I don't know, it's just not my type of humor. I did not like Scary Movie. I've heard 3 is okay and 2 is okay, but do you like Scary Movie, Connor? I will judge our friendship if you say yes. Yeah, someone said that, but I don't know. After watching the first one, I just don't think it's my type of humor. It's just not subtle enough. It's just so in your fucking face. After that, it's too much. You only like the third one? Okay, well. Scary Movie 2 and 3 are not on the list, but if people want to watch it, they could spend points to watch it. Or put it on their movie picks. Actually, second, do you have any movie picks? Did I ever ask you? I don't know if I ever got your picks for movies, or if you ever wanted to. But it's always open for you, if you want them. Connor, I already have yours. It's okay, I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. Felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I don't know if I could submit them. You could submit them if you want. It doesn't matter. Oh, I didn't know I could submit them. Okay, yeah, you're totally fine. Just DM me 6 to 9 movies, preferably 9. That way I don't have to get more picks from you later on in the future. Because the 9 allows me to do like 2 more extra polls if I just use the ones that weren't picked. But yeah, just give me 6 to 9 movies, 9 preferably. And if there's any repeats on someone else's list, I'll ask for new movies. So, whenever you feel like it. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Hey, Wheeling and Dealing. Welcome, man. It's good to see you. Back for some more Phoenix Wright. What have you been up to? It's been a while. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Let me know if you need a recap, Wheeling, because, I mean, we just started this trial. This is the first part of the trial, but I don't mind going through it all if you care. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? There's the old guy. Name and occupation if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. You don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? God, listen, you youngin'. How much call do you think there is for a kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. Nothing too much. Found another Ace Attorney lover called Zelda? Like, another streamer? Thank you for the subscription, or the gift sub, Connor. Didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Were you just trying to get #1 spot? No, you had a #1 spot. You're just more firmly in that spot now. Okay, okay. Were they playing one of the Ace games recently, or... of the trilogy, or is it like a... I don't know, a future game? Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe we can embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino. Seeds? What do you think these are, hmm? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Oh, for the streamer name. Okay. It was just mistyped between the A and the S. Zelgdi Sedan? Okay. I don't know how to pronounce it though. Sure, I'll tell you all. I'll tell you every last detail. They do Zelda, but have lots of Ace emotes. Oh, cool. I'll check it out just for the emotes. He's really getting into this. Young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. That man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. They do Zelda, but have... Oh wait, I already read that. Well, we do have a sound emote, which is objection. So I got that going for me. No Ace Attorney emotes yet. Or planned as of yet. I don't remember anything about the trials from this game. So far, they're okay. They're interesting. They kind of throw you for a loop. More so than the previous ones. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Kai, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. What I find really interesting about this one is that someone impersonated Phoenix Wright to get a guilty verdict. And no one seemed the wiser or cared that it was not him. Even though he's like completely different in every way. Other than the hair. The hair is what defines him, I guess. I find it very funny. A young man was reading the sports paper. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elk? I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question? There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Ka! I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? The serving girl brought him a Javachino. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. Then he won't let it go. I mean, I wouldn't either. He's a real creep. And I saw what that serving girl put in the Javachino as well. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Press it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to the testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more accurate, concrete terms? Huh. A bottle like this, perhaps. Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Cross every I? That's not right, sus. It could be sugar, yeah, but we've already determined that the bottle contains potassium cyanide in it. You'll BRB a bit, just got home and stuff? Yeah, no worries. Enjoy your lurk. Good luck on your home and stuff. Took one sip of it and looked like he was in terrible pain and then collapsed. He took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop eaten in the cup and then died. Of course they would. Congratulations, you have earned the title of baddiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javicino I just drank turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is... Let me check real quick. The man took one sip of it. Okay, so we touched the cup once. Coffee contained potassium cyanide, covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. So why is there a bunch of fingerprints of his over the cup? If he only took one sip of it. Serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such an uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Oh, come on, I'd love to see that. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Yeah, there are other things I recognize about her, too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Obviously repress. Sure you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant was... Okay, I have a strange suspicion that... What if Gene Armstrong was the person in the uniform? Because everyone says his body is very feminine. Or he himself is very feminine. We've talked to 2 witnesses that said that. It wasn't just one, I don't think. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. Not very... You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Ha, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Okay, let me check the apron out first. I guess there are 2 straps. Worn by Maggie at the time. Incident has a small pocket, but big stains. Ask about the waitress's back? I wonder which one's more important. I'll ask about the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's this fascination? Fascination? Objection. More like objectify. People have all kinds of fetishes, Trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts. I haven't even got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love for straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony. And make it strapless. Grumble, grumble. Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitresses. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Okay. gonna try the other thing. Okay. What about the back? The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. Honestly, if someone told me to describe someone by their face alone, I don't even think I could do that. Maybe if they had like a big nose, like this old man, or like a colored lipstick, glasses. But I don't know if I could describe a like facial structure to someone. Like beard, I guess is helpful. But if they were just a normal, a tame looking person with like no distinct features on the face that really stand out, I don't think I could describe someone's face that well. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone, but this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Spoken like a man? Yeah, it's true. I don't know if it's a common thing with men, but like maybe strong cheekbones? Maybe I could describe someone's face, but I don't know. Like if I tried to describe my face, it'd be like glasses and a beard, white. I don't know. Do I have cheekbones? Not really. I don't have dimples. I have a little gap in my tooth, but I don't think I would notice that on someone else, on like a stranger. Like it's very basic. I'm just telling you what I saw. There's a lot of guiding questions you can use to help though. Me, unbelievably pretty, 8 feet tall, arm span 10 feet. Dude, are you like Slender Man? You're Slenderman, holy shit. I guess it's out that I think Slenderman's pretty, but that's fine. There's worse things about me off on the internet. Like, how strong is their brow bone? Is it in the highest part of... Yeah, I would never think of that shit. I don't even know where the brow bone is. It's just where the brows are. Yeah, honestly, the part I never focus on the eyebrows ever. I've never caught myself just staring at eyebrows on any person. Or the forehead, I guess. Unless they have like a crazy widow peak. Or widow's peak. Like you mentioned, we were talking about noticing age on people, and you mentioned crow's feet. I can't even tell you what crow's feet actually look like. I think they're just like wrinkles on the side of the eyes, right? But I don't know how to describe those. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. From their eyebrows? That's crazy to think about. I'm not saying it's weird, I just think it's so different from me. Just usually little, like, very like wrinkles. Oh, like a V shape or a W shape coming from the corners of the eyes. Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured. But I don't know. I wouldn't notice that at first glance. I think the first place I look is typically the nose and the eyes. I don't venture off into the eyebrow territory. Maybe their mouth if they're speaking to me. I know, it's like dead center on the face I look at. The old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. caught my interest in... There wasn't anything that caught my... Oh, wait. The apron. Usually lips. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Yeah, lips is usually the first thing. If they're talking. With hearing issues, so I usually watch people's mouths. Oh, yeah, that would contribute to that, surely. I was brought up with the fact that you should always look someone in the eyes when you're speaking to them. It's a weird... I find that a weird rule. I mean, you shouldn't be, like, looking off everywhere. And you shouldn't be, like, checking them out the whole time during a conversation, because that's just awkward. But, like, you could have... You look at them, drift away for a bit, look back, drift away. That's fine. Of course, I'm not just, like, doing this to them, just like, uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I get that feeling, too. Just, like, staring bullet holes in them. I think that's why I struggle to get into VTubers, no cam streams. I don't mind VTubers. In fact, honestly, if it's good art, it's kind of pleasing to watch. I always try to make eye contact when I'm speaking, but I tend to watch their mouth when they're speaking. Why'd you clip that? You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned out into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. What if you really did see Maggie's face or not? Okay. I think I know what to do. Right here. All the stains on her apron. Well, I watch people's mouths when they talk on stream, and VTubers are hard to lip read. There are some really good, like, VTuber technology out there where the mouth movement is so, like, is clean the right word? It's so accurate. It's very impressive. I think Girl DM, which is a popular VTuber that I think most people know at this point, has a really good rig with mouth movement. It's very impressive technology. I'm more interested in the technology behind VTubers than the actual VTubers themselves. I don't know if that's weird, but I just find face rigging to be very fascinating. Especially how it's like being improved so quickly now with the rise of VTubers, especially. Because there was never really a need to go into that technology with face rigging. But now it's become kind of important for a lot of streamers, actually. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Ah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like, just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, hmm? Well, you half-witted clot. Uh-oh. What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there seems to be an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning? Huh? And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Damn, he has tight pants on. Why does this old man have cake on? His butt is so well defined. I think that's the first time we saw it. You can't just oops your way out of this. Oh, wrong person. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understood the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. Can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kuda. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Nah, I think the actual waitress might have been the black-haired chick that we saw with the bandage on her head. He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in great detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types, who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. Okay, we need a save. Pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival my Mr. Godot's, yeah, I said it right, sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan. I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all the rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Brawn retained his champion title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me for? How dare you? Guts and Brawn got beaten yesterday by the... Wait. It doesn't matter. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. The wireless? The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using an earpiece, it's selfish. That's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you feel sorry for me? Then the serving girl in question brought over the cappuccino. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go. Isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? I better not push it until we've got some hard evidence. Picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears. I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand would it be? Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. Okay, so we went through it all. Let's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. Picked up the free hand and took a sip. Oh, wait. So he picked it up with his left hand. He had the newspaper in his right. Oh, I can actually use this. So, would it be reversed for you? Yeah, so imagine this cup sitting in front of you. Would you pick it up with your left hand and then sip it? No, the handle would be the opposite direction. So for you, you would pick this up with your right hand? No, I don't know. It's reversed, so it's a little more confusing. But since I'm going to do it for myself. So the handle's here, I would pick it up with my right hand and sip it. But he used his left hand, meaning the handle would be the other way, and sip it. So he clearly... It's the wrong hand, I think. Maybe. But that's not what we're looking for, really. Right? I'm gonna save, just in case. But I think my logic is sound there. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for you, your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait. If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you, tell me I'm mad. You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony. The young brat was holding the cup with his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's the dead young hotbeat that you... the young hotbot in you, you spiky-haired yahoo. Who are at fault? Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Dude, he's quaking. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as his green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup his same hand to pick up the cup his left hand, okay. So I'm assuming that the poison was in his medication. Because, well, they also referenced that, well, they mentioned earwax, which is weird, but he probably applied the medicine in his ear and then died from that. And then the medication was stolen by, oh, Okay, I'm guessing the medication is what we found in the aromatherapy set in the chef's kitchen. We haven't gone confirmation on that yet, though. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad. But they don't matter. I know what I said, and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. Boy was wearing the earpiece, the same side as screen. Okay, yep. So the victim was wearing an HMD. What does it matter? It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. He kept fiddling with it all the time. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glen Elg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket, or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left, well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean. Obviously, he used his the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow, ow. So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. And his left hand was used for the coffee, right? He used the same hand to pick up the cup in his... Okay. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. It looks like he really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? Yeah, left eardrum was ruptured. Well, the earpiece was a radio, right? Fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup. I'm very confused about this. I'm guessing he never drank the coffee. It might have been the waitress who drank the cup of coffee. Oops, I didn't mean to. I feel like it might be here. Kept fiddling with it. He was fiddling with it before he picked up the coffee. Used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand. Is it this with his left eardrum, or? This is just the bag, not the medicine. Switch hats? God damn it, okay. New hat time. Time to switch it up. I really like this hat a lot. It's like, it's got like velvet on it. It's very soft. Did I save? I think I did, but I'll do it again. Yeah, I think it's right. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you could lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Huh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon? Pretty pigeon? Is he doing the dance or something? The song? This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from the behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when he knew the eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo? Yeah. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in a cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup, held in his right hand, and then he switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. A single drop of milk would not do shit. It would cloud the coffee. He likes it pure black coffee. It would change the color, but that's pretty much it. Maybe not even to that extent. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. Kill this guy? You just want to kill everyone, don't you? The facts will stand with one hand or the other, Mr. Elg. Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. He's too high and mighty. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo. Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. That's not how the phrase goes. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. But me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Dude, it's an endless box of seeds. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Did it? I guess it would ruin the lottery tickets, I guess. You're a loser? What the fuck are you on about? Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why. That's all you can think of. A little rude. Not you? Oh, but me. I feel like mixed signals. I knew it was for Kudo. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. Oh, my throat's starting to hurt. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle. Ow. He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. I better be careful. Come on, Nick, nail him. The young boy slumped over on the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, The suspense? Yes, now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo. As quickly as possible. Alright, now where was I? Ah yes, the young boy slumped over on the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it out right over. A vase, you say? Yes. There are vases on all the tables at that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase? Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define... Okay, I get it. I heard a break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. Strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet, the water still managed to splash onto you? It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me. Could the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room? You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking? The vase turned upside down, and my testimony's turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain? I'm impressed by your ability to waste time. Godot hasn't raised any objections for a while now. So you young'uns show off that scrap of information. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat. He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya. It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, you young'un. I guess I'll just have to raise the challenge then. Wouldn't this get wet? I'm gonna save real quick, but I feel like the lottery tickets would have gone wet. Damn, it's not that. I don't think I could tolerate these games. These people are so irksome. Some of them are very irksome, indeed. Broken, the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break. We haven't had a break yet today, so I think it's about time. I went 3 hours without a break. Shit. I need to stop doing that. We'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes. Get some snacks. Take care of yourselves. Get some water. We'll be back 2 to 3 minutes. You're not going to miss anything. Food. Whoa. Thank you. Oh, I got food? I got some noodles? What time is it? Oh, it's already 5:30. Okay. I'm hoping to get through the trial part, and then we'll probably end the stream there. I think the ads are over. I'm hoping they are. But these are really hot. I'm gonna wait a bit. Okay, so the strip of cloth covering it soaked the table. As soon as you took one to see. The court has already heard the testimony. Was there a contradiction within? Huh. I would just say that nobody knows what they're talking about, and then I'd kill the coffee. You really don't like Godot, huh? How did it break? It's gotta be this line of questioning here. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. It could be the paper he had. Like, why isn't the paper wet? This Phoenix isn't left. Unsubscribed. No. No lefties here, please. I don't trust a single lefty person. What's up, Alex? Hope you're doing well. What have you been up to? It's good to have you here. I think it's probably... I'm surprised it's not the ticket, but... if it was tickets, it would work. I'm gonna try the magazine. Oh. Okay, I guess that's wrong. I feel like something has to get wet. Is there anything like that here? Yeah, the cloth was wet from the coffee stain. Wait, maybe we should check the map? No, there's nothing there. Cover the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Oh, wouldn't it wash? Oh. Would the water wash away the fingerprints? Is that how fingerprints work? Maybe. No, it's not. Maybe I'm too focused on this one dialogue. Very good, thank you.
You're welcome. How's the stream going?
It's going.
It's going?
It's going. I'm trying to figure out this strange man's dial.
Dude.
Ooh, Alex just got in here.
Huge moment.
Very huge moment. Hey, why'd you pin it? Also, I like how you said unsubscribed, like this was YouTube. Oh, photo of the scene. Oh, duh. It broke and this... Wait. Upset the vase and knocked it right over. Is that where I do it? Maybe here? Yeah, that works. Okay. I gotta pin the jokes, duh. It was a pretty good joke. Alright. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there. Intact. Huh? Bust your tongue, Granddad. I'm no granddad of yours. Hopscotch. Oh, ow. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. You sure about that, Gramps? Well, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah, wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Get this old man out of here. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in the position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor? The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he's summarized it accordingly into the statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned. To be continued. Alright, that's where we're going to leave it off for tonight. We got D&D. I have D&D, not we. Well, we do.
We do.
Alice and I have D&D. But we are going to probably continue this. I'm taking a break from variety hours for a bit so we can get through nonary games and Phoenix Wright, because they have been a real big time commitment to most of my streams. And I just want to get through them so we can move on with the queue, because it is filling up fairly quickly. So I plan on doing the nonary games, or the new nonary games on Tuesday. And maybe we could do more Phoenix Wright on Monday if Alice is busy and I got nothing to do. You might have D&D, I'm not sure that day.